For a few years now, I've been watching people play Nuzlockes and that got me thinking, could I do that? I'm nowhere near a pro, but I spent my entire childhood playing Pokemon. I always really loved Pokemon White. Its story and Pokemon are all memorable to me. A normal Nuzlocke isn't going to cut it though. So, we're going to Hardcore Nuzlocke it instead. If you don't know what a Hardcore Nuzlocke is, here's the basic rundown. 1. You can only catch the first Pokemon on each route. 2. You have to name all your Pokemon. 3. If a Pokemon faints, it dies, aka you can't use it anymore. 4. You can't use any items in battle. 5. You have to play on set mode. 6. There's a level cap up to each gym leader. For example, before beating the Elemental Brothers, you can't level above 14, because their strongest Pokemon is level 14. 7. I'm using rare candies because grinding is boring. This lets me change out my team to create the best possible counterplay. If you don't like that my game, my rules, it's summer in the Unova region, and it's time to pick our starter. I end up choosing Tepig because, while I love Snivy to death, I can find plenty of great grass types in Pokemon like Lilligant or Leavanny. We beat our rivals, Chern and Bianca, no problem, though they leave our room a mess. We get the Pokédex, name our Tepig Liberator, and run straight to the grass. There, we catch a Patrat we name Zingard, read like Crossing Guard. In Accumula Town, we run into a mysterious green-haired boy who wants to free all Pokemon. We take his single Purloin out using Leer strats. Sharon's right, this guy is strange. Anyways, on Route 3 we catch a Lillipup named Shepherd. Lillipup is a great encounter because it has the ability Intimidate when it evolves, which lowers enemy Pokemon's attack. Bianca wants to fight at the end of Route 3. I take out Bianca's Lillipup by using Leer and then switching out to Shepherd, who can more than handle it. Then we let Liberator take out her Snivy. Then, we find Sharon in the local school and fight him too. He leaves Oshawott, which I Leer strats against again. Crossing Guard may not be as strong as Shepherd, but is able to set up for her. Next, we switch to Liberator for Charon's Purloin. There is a chance for an assist water gun, but there are only tackles. Crossing Guard takes the Purloin out after Liberator's health gets too low to risk it. He gives us Oran berries for our trouble. Before taking on the gym, we go to the Dream Yard to receive Arborist the Pansage. If you don't know, the first gym in Black and White actually has 3 gym leaders. The game decides which one to throw at you based on what starter you choose, and then gives you the answer to it in the Dream Yard. I'm not sure why, but it'll make this fight a hell of a lot easier. Gym 1. The first gym fight is easy. I lead Shepherd versus the enemy Lillipup hoping to take it out before its Whirlpups get too wild. Then, we switch to Arborist for Pampor. The water monkey can't do anything against our grass monkey, so we start clicking the Vine Whip button. That's our first gym down. After we beat Cress, we can make our way back into the Dream Yard proper, where we beat the crap out of Team Plasma for being mean to Amuna and then catch Amuna ourselves. There's some debate on whether static encounters count as free or not, but since this is my first Hardcore Nuzlocke, I've decided they count separately. There aren't any grottos to abuse in this game, so it should be fine. There's only 2 required battles on Route 3 and the first is this double battle. The rest of the playground is entirely skippable. The other required fight is Charon, who is eager to be beaten up again. Charon leads Oshawott again, we lead Shepherd. We tackle into takedown to avoid an Oran Berry proc, and then take down his Purloin. We catch Carrier the Bidove and Miner the Roggenrola, but can skip all of the trainers on this route and come back later. We catch Architect the Timber in Pinwheel Forest and then smash through the gym trainers. Liberator and Shepherd evolve, and we're ready for our fight with Lenora. Gym 2. Normal types are often underestimated by a lot of players, but Lenora's gym is no joke. We lead Architect into the Herdier, expecting the Intimidate to lower our stats. Crossing Guard's cut misses but Herdier is in potion range, so we bite her and then switch out to Liberator. Watchog comes out and I expect the retaliate. If you don't know, retaliate does double damage right after an ally Pokemon faints, and this Watchog has stab normal type. We send in Minor to resist the damage and maybe even proc Sturdy if necessary, but Watchog uses Hypnosis instead. That's one huge hurdle avoided. We go back into Shepherd, who intimidates but gets grit, but we gave her an Oranberry. Then she gets Hypnosis. We hope for the wake up but she is very sleepy, so we switch out into Architect, who dodges the Hypnosis once and then has a turn 1 wake up and takes out Watchog. This didn't go according to plan, but we were able to turn it into a victory. That's Gen 2 down. We catch Forest the Petalil in the undergrowth of Pinwheel Forest, and then wipe the floor with Team Plasma to get the Dragonite Skull back. We receive a Moonstone for our efforts, which I forget is what mana needs to evolve for another whole gym, Gym 3. I'm going to be honest and say I forgot to level my Pokemon to the level cap before taking on Berg. Wheelie Liberator vs Bird's Whirlipede. I went in thinking I could sweep the gym using Liberator's Flame Charge and Arm Thrust, but the plan got thrown off immediately by Dweible's Sand Attack. We hit it for some okay damage, but Liberator just can't see through the sand. We swap to Minor to take damage and hit a Rock Blast, but not before getting crit by Dweible's Struggle Bug and getting a special attack drop. We swap out into Shepherd and take down into the bug because it really can't do anything back to us, and then bite flinch it to death. Out comes Leavanny. We have to switch into Architect to pivot into Carrier, who gets off an Air Cutter. Now I have to make a tough decision. Swap to Liberator on a Razor Leaf and hope it can live in Aerial Ace, or keep Carrier in and Roost on the off chance Leavanny protects or dies to a Razor Leaf, which will give us a clean switch in. We get lucky and Roost on Leavanny's Protect. From there, Carrier has the juice to take out the Leavanny. Right after we receive our 3rd gym badge, Carrier finally evolves. Bianca wants to battle us again. Bianca leads Herdia vs Shepherd. Shepherd reigns supreme once again using takedowns. Out comes Mana, which we work up against and then bite, taking the yawn and allowing Shepherd to go to sleep. We swap out to Liberator against Bianca's Servine and Flame Charge it. Bianca wastes 2 super potions on it, making Liberator +4 speed by the time Servine goes down. I must click Flame Charge into Panpour and take it out with Arm Thrusts. I finally remember Mana evolves with the Moonstone and catch Conductor the Darumaka on Route 4, a great encounter and backup for Liberator. Charon waits for us on Route 4 and we fight again. Charon leads Pidove and I lead Shepherd. Shepherd takedowns into Tackle to kill Pidove, and then learns Crunch mid-battle. Dewant comes out, and I switch to Arborist. Arborist seed bombs the Dewant down to its Oranberry and takes a Razor Shell and finishes it off with another seed bomb. Pencil comes out and we switch into Liberator, who takes a yawn. We keep Liberator and after it falls asleep because this Pencil can't do anything to him and can run out the sleep turns. Lifeguard comes out and we arm thrust it to take it out. After that, we dodge more trainers and catch a Sandile at the desert resort, which I named the boss, and a Yamask named Gravedigger in Relic Castle. We receive the bicycle for helping the daycare man with his plasma problems. Then, Minor and Arborist evolve before another fight with a mysterious twink, N. N leads Sandile and I lead Arborist, who seed bombs. Darumaka comes out, and we switch Minor into a resisted Fire Punch. Minor power gems the Darumaka for the Oko. Next is Scraggy, who swaggers Liberator, only making him stronger. Arm Thrust takes it out. Out comes Sigilif. Gravedigger Romanus wins and then Shepherd crunches for the win. Gym 4. Elisa's gym is strangely designed around roller coasters in this game, which they fix in BW2. Elisa has 2 Emolgas and a Zepstrika, so you can't just rely on ground types. The first Emolga Volt switches on Minor, who quick power gems the other Emolga. We let Minor go down to Emolga 1, allowing a clean switch into Liberator. We roll out into the incoming Emolga, who paralyzes Liberator. Then, I bring out Shepard on the incoming Aerial Ace, which grips. Shepard crunches the Zepstrika and I switch to the boss, keeping Zepstrika from Volt switching out. The boss misses their Santoon and takes huge damage, so we switch into Gravedigger, who wisps. I honestly should have done it sooner. We swap the boss into a Volt switch, and go out to Somnologer to take a hit. Slowly, this Zepstrika is dying. It continues to quick attack Somnologer, who sidebeams it for the kill. Out comes the last Emolga, which Somnologer 1v1s due to his extreme SP.def bulk. The Pokemon I least expected to help us win this battle came out on top, allowing us to secure victory alongside our first loss in Minor. Minor was a great switch in versus mini Pokemon up to this point, and it really sucks to see it go out like this, but being unable to evolve means I probably couldn't use him past this gym anyways. Rip Minor, you were the cornerstone on which this team kept going. Sharon wants to fight again on Route 5. We lead Liberator versus Sharon's Lightheart, who fake outs and then torments. We almost take it out with arm thrusts, and then flame charge it. Dewad is lured out, and we switch to Arborist, who seed bomb crits for the Oko. Hansel comes out and we swap to the boss, who gets yawned. We Santoon it and then go to sleep. Liberator comes out to resist the flame burst and take out the Pansear with arm thrust. Last is Tranquil, who gets swallowed by Shepard. Elise lowers the Drift Veil Bridge for us. In quick succession, we're able to catch Garbage when the Trubbish on Route 5, Ballerina the Ducklet on Drift Veil Bridge, and made the Munchino in the cold storage. We take on the Team Plasma Grunts hiding in the cold storage, which is easy when your starter is a fighting type. And they get taken away by Clay. We catch Landscaper the Darling on Route 6, and then Architect and the boss evolve before taking on the fabled Runkiller, Clay, Gym 5. Clay meets with Krokorok and we lead Arborist. Seed Bomb takes at the Coke. And out comes Nexka. I hard switch to Architect on a Bulldoze. We wake up Scott twice for the win. Back out to Arborist with a Seed Bomb into Palpitoad makes this the quickest gym fight so far. I expected this fight to be harder because of Clay's notoriety as a run killer. Bianca leads Herdier and I lead Arborist, who takes the Intimidate and switches into Liberator on a workup. We are impressed for the Oko and Fade Pampor. Back into Arborist who can handle this unevolved monkey. Servine comes out and we get just barely not enough Fury swipes. I decide to bite it to death and out comes Mushama. Arborist double seed bombs it for a very easy win. We catch Machinist the Clink and charge Stone Cave and absolutely run Plasma through. Their teams are just not very difficult. We catch up with N, who wants to fight. We lead Liberator into Ansville door. We can break Sturdy using arm thrusts, because each hit counts as a separate one. Liberator hate crashes into Joltik, Clean, and Ferocity out of existence. I think this is considered a sweep. Afterwards, he berates Professor Juniper for having different opinions. This guy wouldn't last 5 minutes on the World Wide Web. We catch Herbologist the Fungus on Route 7 and Butler the Litwick in the Celestial Tower. We reach the top and ring the bell because Skyla asked us to. Shepherd and Gravedigger evolve into Stoutland and Colfagrigus respectively. Gym 6. We lead Machinist against Swoobat and Charge Beam into it, raising Machinist's special attack. There isn't much the Swoobat can do, so we can use Charge and Charge Beams to take it out. Swanna comes out and we Charge Beam her for the Oko, getting a third special attack boost. The Unpheasant tries to quick attack Machinist but we stay winning. An unexpected but pleasant sweep from our little gear buddy. Charon keeps fighting us somehow. It's Shepherd versus Charon's Unpheasant. We woke up twice. Unpheasant taunts Shepherd too late and the crunches begin. DeWatt comes out and we take down it for the Oko. Sinistra comes out and we get good damage off with Crunch before going up to Liberator, who finishes it off with Arm Thrust. Lightheart comes out and I switch to Arborist on a fake out. We Seed Bomb it for the win. We catch Psychic the Woobat and Liberator evolves. We also catch Technician the Shelmet and a Palpitoad who ended up not getting a nickname, so we're calling them Unnamed the Palpitoad. Gym 7. This is maybe the least memorable gym in the entire game, and I'm going to show you why. We lead Conductor into Vanillish and hammer on it. Beartic comes out, and we hammer on it. Beartic swaggers Conductor and we switch to Liberator, who cleans up Beartic and Crag on over the Heat's crash. That was Gym 7. Ballerina evolves and we catch Bodyguard the Gullet and Dragon Spiral Tower, which is being invaded by Team Plasma. So we beat them up again and watch the green-haired twink fly off on a bird. We catch Trapper the Stunfisk and Amora Viserys, an area I don't even remember from playing the game 13 years ago. We're about to leave Route 8 when Bianca finds us and asks to battle. Bianca leads Stoutland and I lead Liberator. We Arm Thrust the dog before swapping to Shepherd, who is faster in takedowns. Superior comes in and we swap to Gravedigger, who will wisps the coiling snake. Then Gravedigger hazes it, removing its stat boosts, and then hexes it. Semaphore comes out and we switch to Carrier. Carrier gets Scald burned and we have to swap her back out into Somnologer. It also gets Scald burned, but we choose to Hypnosis and let Somnologer die. Using this, Shepherd can come out and work up into a takedown. Bianca's Musharna comes out and we crunch it for the Oko. Somnologer's death was unexpected and probably unnecessary, but due to some unlucky burns it was our best choice. Rip Somnologer, you were a great wall when we needed you. Your sacrifice will not be forgotten. We evolve Forest with the hopes of using a Sleep Powder Quiver Dance combo and add it to the team. 3 mysterious ninja-like people lead us down the bridge to Gitsy's, who threatens us. This man might as well be a boomer. We avoid all of the trainers on Route 9 and pick up Gambler the Poniard. Once we make it to Opaloosid City, I decide to go pick up encounters in places we couldn't reach previously. We pick up Juggernaut the Axew in Mistralton Cave, which is almost guaranteed next to Drillbur because we've caught everything else. I would have also taken a Drillbur for the record. We evolve Juggernaut almost immediately. Then we catch Lifeguard the Basculin on Route 17, Delinquent the Scraggy on Route 18, Biologist the Silosis on Route 16, Exterminator the Vinipede in Lossalorn Forest, Veteran the Rufflet on Route 10, and we also revived Professor the Archon but I can't find the footage. I never use them, just know they're also there. Gym 8. It's time to face off against Tyrus, who is the Dragon-type gym leader in this game. We lead Forest versus Iris's Fracture and put it to sleep with Sleep Powder. Then, we switch to Juggernaut and plan to set up with Dragon Dance, but Iris is getting feisty, so Juggernaut takes out the fracture. Dredagon comes out and we hard switch back into Forest. I'm going to try the sleep powder strat one more time before going into backup mode. Juggernaut comes back out, ready to Dragon Dance on the sleeping Dredagon. It wakes up early, lands a Night Slash, and it's go time. Juggernaut takes out the Dredagon and then the Haxorus with 2 Dragon Claws. All things considered, this fight was very vital and one turn away from becoming a disaster. After our final gym battle, Juniper finds us. She asks us if we regret leaving home and gives us a master ball. Thank you, hot MILF woman. En route 10, Charon asks to fight one final time before I set off for Victory Road. Charon leaves unpresent against Forest. We switch out to Shepherd and are taunted before we can get the workup out. It Razor wins and we take down. The one crits and our second takedown misses, forcing me to switch out to Gravedigger. We will O-wisp the Unpheasant and then hard switch to Veteran. Unpheasant protects and then taunts, which lets Burn take it out. I'm realizing Veteran is nowhere near ready to fight and switch it out into Forest on Samurai. She Kita drains the Samurai but gets crit in the process. Sumisura comes out next, and we hard switch into unnamed Seismitoad. It surfs on the funny monkey. Lifeheart is last and we switch out into Liberator, who arm thrusts it. Not even a citrus berry could save this cat. Our Victory Road encounter is Inspector the Durant. We've now caught every encounter we can up to this point. And if we haven't, well, this is the box we got to choose from. The team I assembled for the Elite Four was based not just on typing and moves, but also resistances and defense. Biologist Therian Eclipse can almost solo Marshall, and Machinist is a great switch in for the 3 other fights. Forest is rocking Sleep Powder and Growth, which will allow other Pokemon to set up. Shepherd has Intimidate, which is useful on top of its high-power normal-type moves and Crunch. Juggernaut is here to pick up after its teammates and also for the chance of a sweep. Liberator is coming for every single fight, including being a pivot if Shepherd dies to Caitlyn. Take a deep breath. Here we go. Biologist comes out and I immediately misclick into Shadow Ball. Great start. No worries though, we recover our health back and try again. Psychic takes at the throne. Moonshao comes out and I switch to Liberator. This ends up being a bad decision as it takes Moonshao 2 hits to get him in the red. Back to Biologist, who avoids a jump kick, effectively dooming the box creature. Sock comes out next and we recover after its stone edges. We're making back more than we're taking, but risking crits in the process. We Psychic, taking Sock down to 1 HP on Sturdy. I use the full restore turn to recover and then Biologist avoids a stone edge. We Hidden Power to lower his health slightly and then Psychic to avoid Sturdy. Conkeldurr comes at last. We recover after Biologist avoids another stone edge. Now we can blast this glorified muscle man with a Psychic Emergoet. Juggernaut leads the battle versus Grimsley. We Dragon Claw to Scrafty, who stand attacks back. We miss our next attack, but persevere to take this chicken out. As predicted, Cruz comes out next and intimidates. We can now pivot out into Biologist to take a Dragon Claw, then into Machinist on the foul play, and then finally into Forest on the Earthquake. Forest Kita drains all her health back. comes Bishop, who we counter with Machinist. We both switch out into Liberator on the Night Flash, doing just enough damage for Liberator to heat crash the Bishop for the kill. We take damage from a crit aerial ace, but the incoming Lifeheart is bound to fake out. We switch to Shepherd, the ever-present Lifeheart killer, and work up when Grimsley uses a full restore, allowing takedown to kill a full health Lifeheart. We lead Biologist in the Caitlyn fight. The opposing Leon Equus does not carry Shadow Ball, so we're free to click it ourselves. In return, it thunders, but we avoid the paralysis and can knock it out next turn. Out comes Mushana. We switch Shepherd into the oncoming Shadow Ball, which she's immune to, and begin working up. Mushana tries to stop us with Psychic. After 2 full restores, Mushana has too little HP and is still too slow to stop the incoming double crunch kill. Next is Vigilif, and we switch to Machinist. It can take all 4 of Seaglyph's moves and discharge in return. Machinist gets hit by Psychic but manages to paralyze the Sigilif and is now faster. We both switch, killing it and bringing out Juggernaut safely. Juggernaut X-scissors the Gothitelle a few times and Caitlyn is done for. We lead Forest into Coffee Grievous and she gets burned missing a sleep powder, but hits next turn. Then, Shepherd comes out and starts working up. We crunch it, and it wakes up. Shepherd avoids our Will-O-Wisp and then we work up on the incoming full restore, allowing Shepherd to take Coffee Grievous from full health. She crits, not that it mattered. Golurk, Chandelure, and Jellicent all fall to Shepherd's +2 crunches. This fight could have gone a lot worse. Luckily Shepherd didn't get burned. Anne has already beaten the champion and is ready to fight us more. Down. This castle is huge. Put this on screen. God, I love the limited 3D they used for this game. It's so charming. With the gym leaders to back us up, we move on to team building for the fight versus Anne and Getsy's. These fights are back to back with a heal in between. On top of that, we can only plan to bring 5 Pokémon, since we're forced to add Zekrom to our team. Here's what I have in mind: we add Unnamed the Seismitoad to cover our weaknesses to fire and electric, and we add Veteran the now Braviary, who joins because it just barely makes the level cap of Getsy's ace, Hydreigon, at level 54. Alongside them are Liberator, Florist, and Machinist. It's really unfortunate we can't bring Shepherd, but she's done her job getting us this far. It's time for her to relax, as we get ready for the 2 toughest battles in the game by far. We enter the throne room. Anne is waiting for us. We approach. He is disappointed that Zekrom is not responding to us, so like the spiteful creature it is, Zekrom decides to appear. We Master Ball that guy, and Engineer joins us as the final member of our team. Now, let's begin. Anne leads Russia and I lead our new bestie, Engineer. Truth be told, this guy isn't very strong, but he has to take out Reshiram for this fight to work. Otherwise, we're in big trouble. Engineer Dragon Breath paralyzes Reshiram, who then Hyper Beams. Engineer barely survives and is able to take it out on recovery turn. Vanillix comes out and we switch into Liberator. The Vanillix hails and we heat crash it. We can use the Vanillix to kill in 4 full restores on, except Liberator went ahead and crit the ice cream cone. Caracosta is next, and we switch into Seismitoad on the waterfall. Caracosta is held out of sturdy and redrained punch. Seismitoad drops to the red and we switch to Forest on an Aqua Jet. Chiquita drains the Caracosta, returning to full health. Kling Kling comes out and it flamethrowers. We sleep powder and switch out to Liberator. That's right, this is the Zorok in disguise. We are entrusted, and then the real Kling Kling comes out. Liberator rolls the Hyper Beam and takes it out with Heat Crash into Flame Charge. Lastly is Archeops. We go to Machinist and discharge it into Defeatus, having its attack. From there, we discharge into it for the victory. Gitzies, like a sore loser, decides to renege on his promise and break all of N's hopes and dreams. So naturally, we have to crush him as well. Gitzies sends out Coffee Grievous and we switch immediately into Machinist to negate the potential Toxic, and then Toxic it ourselves. It crit Shadow Balls Machinist and we swap into Veteran, who is immune to ghost moves. We use Shadow Claw and it Toxics Veteran, but I equipped a Pecha Berry specifically for this Coffee Grievous. Another Shadow Claw takes it out. It sharpens the ring and I switch into Seismitoad, who takes the incoming Stone Edge like it's nothing. We Drain Punch our health back and take a Night Flash, and Drain Punch again. Next is Built for Longs. I switch into Engineer as a sacrifice for a clean switch, letting it do as much damage as possible before it goes down. Liberator takes its place, arm thrusting the Bison safely. Seismitoad comes out and we go to Forest on the Earthquake. Chiquita drains and the Toad goes down. Hydreigon comes out and I know it's Forest's time. She dies to Hydreigon's Fire Blast. Allowing us to bring in Veteran to Tailwind and Slash until it dies too. Now, Liberator is fast enough to outspeed the Hydreigon and we arm thrust to take it out. Finally, it's just the Electros. Liberator head smashes. I expect him to die in these next few turns to let someone else take his place. But, miraculously, he lives on 4 HP and Heat Crashes to take our victory in the final battle of Pokemon White Hardcore Nuzlocke. Forest, Veteran, and Engineer are final deaths of the series, necessary sacrifices to make sure Gitzies can't force people and Pokemon apart. Forest brought us through hard times with her ability to make opportunities where there weren't any. Veteran was a late addition who joined the team as its perfect match, able to counter Coffee Grievous and Hydreigon where nobody else could. Engineer believed we were the hero and joined us at the end, beating its brother Reshiram and sacrificing itself when it was the only way forward. Truly, the hero of this story is not just me, but the friends we loved and lost along the way.